We're outside Scott Brown's office today after his vote on the McConnell Amendment last week, which was aimed to gut the EPA, the Environmental Protection Agency, of funding, take away their ability to regulate greenhouse gases and other emissions from utilities, coal-fired power plants. We chose Scott Brown's office because out of the 12 members of the Massachusetts delegation in Congress, all 10 members of the House and John Kerry all voted to uphold the Environmental Protection Agency to make sure that the EPA can do its job of protecting public health. And Scott Brown was the lone voice in Massachusetts for polluters. It's one thing to say you're for efficiency, but when it comes time to make a vote in Congress and stand up for the people of Massachusetts and deliver on clean air and put a stop to polluters and make polluters start paying for the health care costs that are being passed on to Massachusetts residents, that's the action we want to start seeing, and not just on a website. We want to actually see Scott Brown voting for clean air, voting for the people of Massachusetts, and putting a stop to dirty polluters that are affecting the health of the people of Massachusetts.
So unfortunately, Senator Brown is wrong on a number of counts. He doesn't understand the importance of the Clean Air Act. He also doesn't understand that the EPA is basically the doctor of our environment. His feeling is actually that the EPA is an unelected and unaccountable agency, which is incorrect. Basically, the EPA is regulating laws that have been put into place by Congress.
I'm here as a supporter of Senator Scott Brown's. I voted for him last year, and while I generally like him in many respects, I do wish that he would be independent. He says that he's an independent voice on many issues. He is. I just wish he would be independent of the climate change skeptics and the people who reject obvious scientific findings. One should not be independent of facts, and he should be, I believe, on the side of facts and on the side of science and on the side of the Republican Party's legacy of conservation and environmental protection.
What's going on here today?
Well, I think it's really important to our constituency, which is hunters and anglers. You know, you can't fish in water that's dirty, and you can't eat the fish if you do catch something. And you don't want to hunt anything that's been breathing dirty air, because then you can't eat that either. And so we're really just here to support clean air and clean water, and letting the Environmental Protection Agency do their job.
And NWF, a lot of NWF's constituents are probably supporters of Senator Brown, and they may or may not.
That's right.
Care for his take on the EPA, on gutting EPA and Clean Air Act protection. So
that's right. I think that all of our constituents and all of our supporters really want him to do the job that they sent him to Washington to do. And we're very lucky in Massachusetts that we have very strong environmental laws here. And, I think a lot of folks really take that for granted, but they don't like it when everybody's encouraging polluters. And Senator Brown, unfortunately, voted with polluters twice last week, and we really need him to step up to the plate and vote with the people next time.
His environmental record has been awful in this state, and I let him know if Scott Brown is trying to get reelected in this state, it's not going to happen unless he starts supporting environmental issues. He needs to bridge the gap, and this is a very blue state. And if you want to get reelected and you want to be in office here, you're going to need to take up some environmental issues.
The easiest thing they can do is call your senator, call your representative, and let them know how you feel. Let them know you want clean air. Let them make this an issue for our elected officials. The number one goal of every elected official is to get elected. In order for them to get elected, they have to listen to the people that are voting for them. So make your voices heard. Make your voices heard through phone calls, send them an email, send them a letter. Do a letter to the editor. Let's spread the word to other people. Let them know what it is they can do, and let them know that clean air is an issue, and clean air is under attack right now in Congress, and that Scott Brown is one of those people that voted against clean air. So write a letter to the editor, call them up, get involved, give the Sierra Club a call. They can send me an email at drew.grandy@sierraclub.org. And we have actions going on across the state, from here in Boston to Worcester, Lowell, Salem, even out in Northampton. So we have actions all across the state.